My brothers and sisters, the Lord be with you. Reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. The apostle said to the Lord, "Increase our faith." The Lord replied, "If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you would say to this mulberry tree, 'Be uprooted and planted in the sea,' and it would obey you. Who among you would say to your servant, who has just come in from plowing or tending sheep in the field, 'Come here immediately and take your place at table'? Would he not rather say to him, 'Prepare something for me to eat. Put on your apron and wait on me while I eat and drink. You may eat and drink when I am finished'? Is he grateful for that servant because he did what he was commanded? So should it be with you. When you have done all you have been commanded, say, 'We are unprofitable servants. We have done what we were obliged to do.'" The Gospel of the Lord.
Greetings of peace and goodness, my friends. I'm sure we're all aware, if we think about it, the Gospels were not written explicitly for us here at St. Gregory the Great in Williamsville, New York in the 21st century. I don't know if the evangelists could even think that far into the future. The Gospels were written for the first Christians around 60, 70 AD. They were written to encourage them, and the Gospel of St. Luke was no exception. His Gospel was written to encourage the Christians that he knew, mostly Greek. And it is in this light that we have to read the Gospels of today and how they relate to us in the 21st century, living in the United States of America, a land unknown or even unimagined to Luke or any of his population. So the people around Jesus came to him and said to him in so many words, "Please give us more faith. We haven't enough of it. We can't do anything as we are. We can't even start. Please help us. We're very weak. We are beginners. You are so holy, and we are not. And we want to be like you." They were like a businessman or businesswoman who says, I haven't sufficient capital to start my business. So then I will wait until I do. It's such a situation that the TV program Shark Tank takes its theme. And since the businessman and businesswoman doesn't have anything else but an idea, with no funding, no business will ever start. At the time of Luke, there were farmers. There were farmers who say, "I haven't enough seed to sow all my land. I'll wait until I have some more. Then I'll start." If he does not sow the seed that he has, he will never get any more, and his farm will fail, and he will go hungry. So the disciples come to Jesus, and they say, "Give us more faith, and we will work wonders," implying that their faith was so small that they couldn't do anything. Jesus, in a sense, doesn't listen to their request at all. He does not promise them more faith. He does not pledge them anything. But he says to them, even if your faith would be very small, infinitesimal, even if it would be smaller than the mustard seed, the smallest seed that they knew at that time, you would be able to say to the mountains to move trees, to move that tree over there, the mulberry tree. Now, the mulberry tree was very well known to them. Mulberry trees live to be 600 to 700 years old, and their roots go very deep and so intricate that they're known to smash rocks that are in their way. So Jesus says to them, start with the little that you have, and you'll work all the wonders that you need. He unmasked them, and he unmasks us. One of the ways that we use to escape our responsibility is to put on a mask. We can't pray because we haven't sufficient faith. We can't be charitable because we are not rich. We can't organize ourselves for justice because we're only beginners. We can't stop drinking because we haven't the grace. Get that a lot. I can't do this or I can't do that. I can't achieve this virtue or conquer this habit because I don't have the grace to do it. Boulder Dash. I want to see how she's going to spell that. Boulder Dash, nonsense. We are always given the grace to accomplish good and to overcome evil. It is always present to us. It can never not be present to us. What we have to do is to open ourselves up to that grace that is already there. That takes work. That takes effort. That takes sacrifice. That takes focus. Grace eliminates none of that. And that is where our free will and our determination to do the right thing that illustrates the strength of our character. Jesus says, don't kid yourselves. Don't speak like that. Don't even ask for more. But start with what you have. Some years ago, a woman died who was considered by many to be a living saint, right here in the United States. Her name is Dorothy Day. I had the privilege of hearing her speak when I was a seminarian in Albany, New York. She came and spoke about some of the ministries that she had started with Peter Maurin, ministries that still exist today. A newspaper, The Catholic Worker, houses of hospitality for the homeless, they still function, feeding programs for the poor, Christian communal farms. Many admirers came to her and to visit her, to have a look at her, to cherish her, to speak to her, to touch her if possible. Sometimes they would tell her, "You are a saint." She would overhear them saying, "She is a saint." And she would get very, very angry. She would get very upset. And she would turn to the speaker and say, "Don't say that. Don't make it too easy for yourself. Don't escape this way. I know why you are saying she is a saint. You're saying that to convince yourself that you are different from me, and I am different from you. That is the easy way. Then you can go your way and say, oh, well, she has the grace and I don't. I am not different from you. I am not a saint. I am like you. You could easily do what I do. You don't need any more than what you already have. Get kicking. Get moving. Please." Amen, Dorothy Day. Amen. May the Lord grant you peace in ways that the world cannot.